Good evening, friends. Today we are going to have a look at the subject of the legal compliances which a cooperative housing society has to comply with. Friends, I always believe that for a building to be on a very firm footing, the foundation of the building has to be very strong. Similarly, if a cooperative housing society has to function smoothly, it has to ensure that all the legal compliances are duly and timely met. Friends, many times in today's world, societies face problems because they have the wrong people in the wrong places. A person who can't speak 5 sentences in a row is made the chairman. An illiterate, scheming contractor is made the secretary. A marketing guy is made the treasurer, and then you have a fantastic recipe for disaster. Friends, you have to have the right people with the right knowledge as your office bearers if the society has to succeed. So coming back to the subject of the legal compliances, friends, there are two portions to this legal compliance. One is a portion which is to be dealt by the secretary of the society, the other by the treasurer of the society. The secretary has to maintain the I and the J registers and the share certificate registers of all the members. These registers give information about all the members. Then you have the property register, the nominations register, which is a very important register of the society. Then you have the sinking fund register, that's another very important register. You have an associate members register. Then you have the minutes book, minutes of the meetings, that is the general body meetings as well as the managing committee meetings. And then you have the investment register, which is to be maintained by the secretary. These are very important documents, and they have to be not only maintained but they have to be updated continuously. Then as far as the treasurer goes, he has to have a bank register, then he has to have a cash register, a journal register, an income and expenditure report every month, a receipt and payment report every month. Then he has to keep on updating the investment registers of the society, and then there is a fixed asset register which he has to keep on overseeing and updating. Then there are various returns which have to be filed by the society. You have a TDS return which has to be filed every quarter. You have the GST compliances that have to be filed, I think, every month now. And then annually you have to file the income tax return. So all these have to be supervised by the treasurer of the society. And apart from this, he has to present the cash flow requirements of the society from time to time to the chairman and the secretary. Friends, at the end of this talk, I am going to give a small presentation to you all, in which what I have said so far is put on the slides and shown to you, so you can see those and note the various compliances required by a society. Friends, if your legal compliances are in place, nobody can touch your society, nobody can trouble your society, nobody can manipulate your society, neither the members or outsiders or people from the deputy registrar's office, who many times are looking for societies who are soft targets so that they can issue them notices and come after them and trouble them in whatever way they want to. So keep all these things in mind. In the next episode, we shall be looking at further requirements of a particular society. Thank you. See the presentation.